Hello?
Hello?
Is this Lewis?
Yes, it's me again.
Hey, Lewis. This is Tommy Bryson. Just want you to know this call to be recorded and potentially uploaded to YouTube. How can I help?
What's up, man? Yeah, I saw a recent video of you talking about like credit cards and stuff like that,
Cool.
and I barely, I didn't know about like what is it called? Manually underwriting? Is that
If
what it is?
what? If you're ready for credit cards, is your accent?
No, like what was the other way? Like manual underwriting, something like that. Like
Manual
another option?
underwriting?
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah,
Oh, to buy a house.
yeah. Like I was interested, in, like like oh, like hey, this is another way of just instead of using credit cards and running into debt. But I mean, if you know how to use a credit card, like you said, just put one bill on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's like you could just pay it off like that, like nothing to worry about.
Okay, how old are you?
Oh, 19.
Okay. All right, so what's your goal here? What do you want to know?
Well, like doing it manually, like can you do that for like not forever, but like the rest of your life, or like at some
Yeah.
point you're not gonna need a credit card? Oh, so you
Okay,
could do
so
that.
so so a credit score it's just basically a score that shows how you service debt. That's all it is. It
Hmm.
shows how you are servicing debt. That basically means, hey, my name is Lewis. Here is a record, a score of how good I am at servicing debt, how good I am at paying it on time, how good I am at
Hmm.
managing it, how much I actually owe as an overall thing, the types of
Hmm.
credit that I actually have, am I new to credit, how many
Hmm.
accounts do I have, all that stuff. That's all it is. That's all your credit score is. It's just you servicing debt. That just makes it a lot more
Okay.
easier for the lender to lend you money because all the information is right there. However, it's also, for example, if what you want to do is manual underwriting, what manual underwriting is basically what the bank does is if you want to buy a house, right? But you
Right.
don't have a credit score. Well, how do they figure out if you're actually eligible to actually buy a house? If you can actually get qualified for it. Well, they have to manually underwrite you, manually look at your entire situation as a whole. So, Lewis, what's your income? Do you owe any money? What are your bills? Do you have any bills you've been paying for a very long time? Can you show us that record? Can you show us some of your pay stubs? So to take that whole information in a way to build your credit score, but it's not really a credit score, but it's kind of just like manual underwriting. If you have a 70K income, you have no debt, and you basically are good to go and overall, they're going to approve you. So whether you have a credit score or you don't have a credit score, you can still qualify for a home. It's just that a credit score makes it a lot more easier. Does that make sense?
Okay, I see. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
needed to understand the difference between both.
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you have a credit card right now?
No,
Do you want a credit
not
card?
yet. I was kind of thinking of it, and then now like I heard about this on like a manual thing, but like
Mm-hmm.
that's only for houses, no?
It's for everything in a way because you don't need. Okay, so let me ask you a question. I just
Oh,
gave
okay.
you an 850 credit score. What are you doing?
Uh, I- I'll go for a car.
Why?
I actually don't know.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
mean,
I
you
don't
could
know. I
get.
don't know much about like the cars and loans and stuff like that. That's what I'm trying to like learn about
Hmm.
more.
Well, let me tell you this, right? How much money do you make right now, if any?
15 an hour.
15 an hour. How much is that per month? With the hours they give you and all that stuff after taxes
Uh, like let's say maybe like about um 29,000.
per month. I'm saying per month.
Oh, per month.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
my
saying
bad.
per month.
I thought you meant per month maybe like 1,200 something.
Okay, so 1,200, and that doesn't equal 29,000 at all. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say, for example, you make $1,200. Right? Can you get a car? Most likely, maybe. Right? Can you get a house? No. Whether you have an 850 or you don't. Right? Because it's based on
Mhm.
your income. Now, the very first thing is if you're brand new to finances, which sounds like you are, the biggest thing is going to be you got to try to stay out of debt. Right? That's the biggest thing.
Mhm.
Stay out of debt. So you don't go into debt to buy liabilities, and you might go into debt, for example, to buy a home, but that's about it. You don't need debt to make a business or anything like that. So the first thing is, well, if my name is Lewis, and I'm 19 years
Mhm.
old, and I make $15 an hour, that tells me I lack a skill to earn more money. So are you gonna get a license? Are you gonna get a degree? What's your plan as far as getting a skill?
Wait, what happened?
What's your plan as far as getting a skill? Are you gonna get a skill to increase your income?
Yes.
What are you doing? What are you gonna get?
Uh, well, do real estate and invest in stocks.
Okay, so you don't know what you want to do just yet. That's fine. It's not a trick question, okay? But you
Okay.
gotta get like a skill. A skill means I have an ability to earn more money. If you want to get a real estate license, that's fine, but that's commission based. If you want to go to college and get a degree, for example, in finance or accounting or whatever you want to do, that's also fine. You want to go to labor statistics, or you want to find some trade jobs, whether it's construction, whether it's plumbing, whether it's fixing planes, whatever it is, jobs you can actually basically
Uh,
get it into like a year or 2 years. Once you get that
mhm.
skill, you go from making $15 an hour or like 12, 15K a year to making, for example, 30 to 40, $50,000 a year, which is a lot more money.
Mhm.
Once you get to that point, the goal is you want to be debt free. So you pay off all your debt if you have any. When you buy a car, you pay cash for it. So that means saving up money and buying a beater car, 1,000, two
Mhm.
thousand, $3,000, $5,000 because you don't have the money to
Mhm.
buy a new car right now. Once you're
Uh-huh.
debt free, you save for emergencies. You fully fund that. While you're doing that, you can invest 5-10%. That's about it. Once you have a fully funded emergency account, that means, for example, 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. So if you do lose your job or you break a leg, you'll be good for 6 months because you have that money there. Once you have that, you can invest more money, either 10, 20%. When you're investing, most likely you want to do, for example, index funds because you don't want to pick stocks. If you pick stocks, but you don't know how to do it correctly with accounting skills and finance skills, you'll be risking all your money, and your money takes time. So that's a problem. So index funds are basically you buying, for example, an entire industry or an entire market. That way you get the overall return for it. So for example, whenever you hear the SP 500 or SPY or VOO by Vanguard, that's just called like basically you invest into the whole pie of the 500 largest companies in America. Why 500? Because that 500 companies right there equate to around 80% of all the profits in America of all the other companies. That's the entire idea. So once you're investing for retirement, the goal is you buy a home, put on a 15-year mortgage, make sure it doesn't cost you that much money, and then and doesn't exceed, for example, 33% of your monthly income. You pay it off fast, and then you have financial freedom. It's pretty simple. What's hard is a process to get there. Does that make sense?
Yes, I hear.
Okay. But it all starts with you getting a skill. So I wouldn't be worried about my credit score right now or anything else. I'll be worried about I need to get a skill. Once I have a skill, I have income. Once I have income, I have more opportunities. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. On top of that, when you're choosing something, because it sounds like you're not sure what you want to do, go on YouTube, look for trade jobs, go on labor statistics, go look for like careers and so on. And once you find something that you think you might like, look for these three things. Okay, something you like, something you're good at, and something that's gonna make you money. That's the trio that you actually need. If you can find that, that's a sweet spot. Does that make sense?
Okay. Hmm. And if you don't mind me asking, what's your skill?
I'm an accountant.
Oh.
So I graduated as an accountant, got a bachelor's degree in that. I also spent the past 3-4 years reading across like 300 books in finance and all that stuff. So I basically developed a degree in finance also in a way, by self learning and so on. But the first skill that I got was the accounting skill. Well, not that. That was my first skill. It was probably like sales by just like trying it out with my own business and so on.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? But it all
Yes.
starts with just you trying to get a skill to earn more money and making sure you get a good ROI. If I pay 30K for my degree and it can make me 60 to 70K, it's a good investment, right?
Right.
That's the whole idea. So at age 19, when I was your age, I was already 2 years deep into college. Is that what you have to do? The answer is no. But at age 21, you could have a trade job or whatever it is and potentially just go out there and just be beast at something else. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, I see the process.
Yeah, but it all starts with a skill, because whether you have a really high credit score, if your income is trash, no one's going to approve you for anything, whether it's manual or whether it's like with the normal credit score. Yeah. So it's kind of like if I come to you, right, Louis, and I tell you, well, hey, Louis, I have an 850 credit score, and I make $1,000 per month. Can I borrow $30,000 from you? What are you gonna say?
No.
Yeah, because I don't have enough income, right? So if I come to you, I'm like, hey, I don't have a credit score, but I make 70K a year. What are you gonna say?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but it all starts with a
But that all
skill.
depends on the income. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the income and also your debt to income ratio, which basically means how much debt do you actually owe when it comes to your income. So if you have a lot of income, but you also have a big chunk of it going towards debt, they're gonna say no also because all your income is being occupied by all your debt payments.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Or other bills, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that's what really matters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You have,
okay.
you have any more questions?
Um, let's say you're in college and then you're majoring for business, so so
Okay,
but
business
your
is.
passion is yes, but your passion is like real estate and like other stuff that doesn't take college.
Are you in college right now?
Yes.
Is this you with a degree right now?
Sorry?
Is this you in the example right now you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
here's
majoring business and then I'm just basically like learning like from those classes, like the courses and everything. I'm just
mm-hmm.
learning like how to be a professional, open up a business, and how to write professional emails and all those kind of stuff.
That's all trash. Here's the thing,
Yeah.
right? A business management degree is very hard to market. You ever went to a job and you tell them, I want to get a job, they're like, you have no experience?
Hmm.
Well, imagine trying to manage someone else's businesses without any experience whatsoever. It's the same thing with a business management degree. It's very hard to find a job. That's why a lot of people that graduate with that degree, they go out there and they gotta work a job that has nothing to do with that degree.
Hmm.
My advice would be if I'm 19 years old and I'm doing a degree that might not be that marketable, I would probably pivot and switch degrees to something that makes more sense. What makes more sense? I want to find a degree that has good potential job prospects for the future that's going to make me a lot of money. On top of that, is also very high in demand. How do I find that? Well, I got to go online and go to jobs, like what is it called? The labor statistics website.gov. So once you find that website, you can look up the best jobs, whether it's in finance or whether it's in medicine, whatever it is, and then you can basically
Hmm.
pick one from there. Or you can get a trade job. But the good thing is basically right now, most likely, you're doing your prerequisites, right? Your general education courses. So whatever you actually do get, when you do switch like majors, if you do switch majors, you could probably just like flip those over into your other degree. Does that make sense? So you won't really lose anything.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Um, you work right now, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
$15 an hour. Are you? Do you have any loans?
No.
Okay,
Thank
awesome.
God,
So
no.
yeah, so instead of that, man, that's the goal. Your income right now shouldn't be used for investing or anything like that. It should just be used for paying off like college and try to graduate debt free. But you gotta find. You don't
Yeah.
want to be one of the people that graduate, for example, with a bachelor's degree, and they can't find a job, even if they want to find a job, because just a degree is so hard to get a job into it. So make sure whatever degree you do pick to get is one that's going to be in demand. It's a business decision. So if I pay 50K for this degree, but it only makes me 20, is that a good investment?
No.
Exactly. So that's all it is. So go to labor statistics .gov, I think it is, and you can find some really good ideas when it comes to potential jobs. And by the way, not all careers come from college, but there are also, for example, trade jobs out there that can actually make a lot of money. And if you want to get, for example, your real estate license, why you go to college for a good degree, the answer is you can also do that because when you get out of college, that's most likely, well, like after 5 o'clock when you're done with school, or like 3 o'clock when you're done with school, that's the biggest peak like time to go out there and show houses because that's the time when people are basically done with work also. So it's not like you can't do both at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you do have that going for you where you can have a job that you actually want to test out, like real estate, while you're also in school.
Oh, okay.
You have any more questions?
Let me think. No, I think that's it.
All right, brother. So again, look, all these calls, they're free. And if you want to call me next time when you think about more questions, you can just call me. I'll answer all your questions. But overall, the big thing is you got a skill, and make sure the skill you get is not a skill that's not to make you any money. Again, something you like, you're good at, and it's gonna make you money. If it don't make money, it's a hobby. And if it's a hobby, you have fun with it, you like it, but it can't pay the bills. And just try to basically stay out of debt. That's the overall idea there. Okay?
Okay.
All right,
So
brother.
I gotta get a skill, and then because I'm into real estate, I could be like in school while doing real estate.
Yeah, you can do that if you want to, you know? But maybe my main focus would just be like, if you want to do that, that's fine. But then the big thing is basically, you're probably just going to be tasting real estate, honestly. Because let me ask you a question. Is college free right now for you with scholarships and like financial aid and all that stuff?
I do have financial aid, and I'm in community college for 2 years. That's free.
Yeah, so that's awesome, man. So I'll probably you can probably go to community college, get your general education courses, credits,
Yeah.
and that way when you do choose to transfer over to a 4-year school to basically do whatever you do want to do, then that's possible. But the main thing is if you can do community college for free, you can probably quit the job you have right now if mom's taking care of you and just focus 100% on real estate while you're going to school, and that can be basically your two main focus. And you just try it out. If real estate is not what you want to do and you come to find that out, then that's fine too. You can just basically say, hey, you know what, I don't want to do this. Turns out that's not what I want to do. And you can pivot to something else, which is your degree in a way. Or just try something else out at the same time. The good thing is that when you're in community college, you can get your general education credits, right?
Right.
So when you go to that 4-year school, you can transfer over those 2 years of credits. You can basically get your bachelor's degree in 2 years into whatever you actually want to get it in. Does that make sense? So
you're the plan was just to get it for majoring in business.
Yeah,
that's what I was applying for the bachelor.
I mean, just look up the statistics, right? Is it a good degree? Look it up. The math is going to show you. People usually get a degree and then have to, for example, get an accelerated program, whether it's in nursing or anything like that, because they can't get a job. You know, if you can do something else, you can basically you like again. And by the way, college, it might not be the best thing for you. It depends if you can find something that you actually like and all that stuff. But it might just be a trade job. There's a lot of good trade jobs out there that pay $50,000, $60,000 a year also, you know?
Yeah, I'll search up some trade jobs.
Yeah, search up trade jobs, do labor statistics, and search up, for example, careers. Look up ones that you're interested in. And if you do find one you're interested in, go on YouTube and search up, for example, day in the life of whatever it is. And that way you can see exactly what it kind of is like. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, brother. Well, Louis, if you want to call me later on, you can schedule a call whenever you want to. I'm looking forward to talking to you again, okay?
Okay, then.
All right, man. Yeah. Peace out. Have
There's
fun.
No way you can send me links to the website?
I just told you. Labor statistics and just trade jobs. There's just two things you got to remember. Laborstatistics.gov and trade jobs.
Okay, I wrote it down.
All right. That's all it is.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
All right.
And,
have fun, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you, basically my whole plan was just, the idea of, me, my goal was just to, do wholesale real estate and then start
wholesale
houses. Yeah, wholesale.
Well, I just had a call. I just had a call from a kid in Florida. He started out doing wholesaling. Understand though, right? That's kind of like that's kind of in a way it's active work because you're out there finding homes, evaluating them, and then finding somebody else to basically buy them once you have it under contract. That's the whole idea. Yeah. So it's kind of like it is a job in a way. So if you want to do that,
what's a way to start in real estate, basically?
At your age, well, I'll tell you how I plan on starting in real estate. Again, my biggest thing is just financial freedom, and that's going to come from basically having a paid off house and everything like that. When it comes to buying, for example, rental properties, I want to buy rental properties between in the ballpark of around $150,000 to $250,000 to maybe $300,000. I buy them, I put 20% down, making sure the comps actually make sense, and I'm not overpaying for a property, and I basically can rent it out, pay it off. Once that's paid off, I move on to the next one, the next one, the next one, and that way I have cap rate, which basically means all the cash that I actually make from that is all mine. There is no mortgage or anything like that, but it's a lot slower. Another way is you do, for example, the BRRRR method, which basically means you buy You renovate, you refinance, and then you rent it out, or you resell, and then you repeat, whatever you want to do. But you put down 3.5%, you stay there for a while, and then you move on to the next property, next property, next property. So fast food to get there, but it also takes on more leverage. And more leverage usually means, for example, more risks. If things go wrong, you still have all those mortgages on your head.
Yeah.
And if you want to do wholesaling, it's basically you going out there looking for properties that are actually undervalued, finding a contract with an exit strategy, and looking for an investor to basically buy the contract from you, to then basically buy the property, and then they cut you on the difference of it. And then flipping properties, you basically finding properties that are undervalued, fixing them up, renovating them, and basically flipping them. That's all it is. But it is a job, so there's more taxes involved with that because it's short-term capital gains tax.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So in a way, that's kind of my skill. You see, the whole finance thing. Whatever skill it is that you kind of want to achieve, it's just about going out there, learning about it, and just do the work. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I think I would just want to do finance.
You just want to do finance?
Yeah.
Okay. Look up. I think they have like a financial. It's not. You can do finance degree, yes. Or for example, you can become a financial advisor, and that's just for example. I think you have to do like a. Isn't it an exam? Is it a license? I think it's a license. I think that's what it is. A license, and it has like a prerequisite, but it's a lot more simple to do it. For example, 6 years in college. So look that stuff up. Before you pick something, just look at the curriculums. Go on YouTube, search out what the jobs are like, what they're actually like. That way you know if you like it, if you're good at it, and if you're also gonna make money from it. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do my research then. So I can start off from there. And then the skill, and then, yeah.
Yeah, you got this, man.
Yeah, I already wrote everything down. Well, some of the stuff that I could catch up from you.
Yeah. All right, brother. I'll see you next time. And by the way, remember, right? You can always schedule another call. We can get on the phone again, okay?
Yeah. I gotta look for like a time when I could have time for another call.
All right. Have fun, man.
Well, hopefully in the next call we could talk about like more about real estate, maybe, if you want.
You still have 7 minutes if you want to talk about real estate. What do you want to talk about real estate?
Well, actually, I don't have my questions ready, but I mean, like, well, what do you think about like investing in real estate?
What do I think about investing in real estate?
Like, is it worth?
I think people get so focused on trying to make passive income, they forget about just basically building financial freedom, right?
Yeah, I forget about that.
So when you focus just on real estate, the idea is usually people can't afford to. So what they do is they figure out a way to leverage like crazy. They put down 5%. They keep buying properties that way. And before you know it, they have a bunch of mortgages. If they have any crazy vacancies, any crazy expenses, because by the way, real estate is not cheap. You can use OPM, right? But at some OPM, by the way, means other people's money. But at a certain level, you are taking a lot of risks. So when things do go wrong, you will be liable for everything. So that's the main thing. However, when it comes to my plan, the plan is, well, I want to achieve financial freedom first. And then if I want to go into real estate, I can do that if I want to, but I don't have to take, for example, a lot of massive risks. So when I buy my first property, like my first rental property, by that point, I already have a personal paid off property. I already have a lot of investments, for example, in the stock market, pay me passive income. And the real estate is just a bonus, at least in my plan. So when I buy a property, I put down a 20% down payment. I pay it off along with the tenant's like income. I put it towards that also, and boom. Once I'm done paying that off, all right, that was fully paid off. All the rents are basically mine after all the expenses and so on. And then I just move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Before you know it, I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 properties. They'll pay me a lot of passive income, and that's great. But there are expenses in hand, like if the roof breaks down, anything goes wrong, vacancies, you have to also do like the math for that also. But in the beginning, I just focused on financial freedom, which is basically, let's take care of me first. Get out of debt, save for emergencies, start investing, buy a home the right way, pay it off, keep investing, and then any extra money, I can put it towards real estate for like rental properties and so on. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's my plan and what I plan to do.
Oh, okay. And should I start like? Oh, do you think it's a good idea to open up like a IRA account, a Roth
No,
account? No.
no. I mean, you could if you want to, right? But the main idea is, the whole thing is the earlier you start, the better it is. That is true. But if you graduate, because you can be to college now, but when you go to the 4-year school, you're gonna have to pay money. So my main
Hmm.
focus would be, let me save up as much money as possible. So when I go out there to either get a little license or a trade job or a degree, whatever it is, right? I can pay for those things in cash. Once I have that skill though, and it's fully mine and no debt whatsoever, well, I have all this cash now to fully max out, for example, my Roth IRA. I will get a Roth IRA instead of a normal IRA. Because the normal IRA is basically you get to save money when it comes to taxes, but in the future, you have to pay taxes. And if it's for retirement, that's when you don't want to have to pay taxes, right? You want to have all of that money there and you want it to be fully yours. So Roth is post-tax, so you invest your post-tax earnings. The IRA is pre-tax, so you invest your pre-tax earnings, and it can save you money on taxes and so on that way. But when it counts, when you're older, and Luis is like 54, like 50 or 60, they're gonna tax you on all that money, so you won't get the full amount that you actually have in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
That's all it is. So my main focus would be, let me try to graduate that free, and then I'll have a bunch of income to then go ahead and invest however much I want to invest. So better position.
Oh, okay.
And try to apply for scholarships and all that stuff, man. That way, it's not just gonna be, for example, you going out of pocket 24/7.
Oh yeah, I've been like searching up like some scholarships. I'm wait. I applied for one that only gives out like 500 though. I just had to give out like some information and that's it. And then I'm
You,
doing one where I have to like write like an essay about it. Well,
usually,
why?
what you want to do is that you want to start at a local level, so in your neighborhood and so on, whatever businesses have, whatever, and then you want to go into the overall level where you apply for everything online, and just keep, for example, a little pamphlet with all your essays. That way, because most of the essays are basically like the same, so that way you can just tweak them here and there, so you have like a record of it. But you want to apply for
Yeah.
like 100, 200, 300, 400 scholarships. It's all free money. If you can write
Hmm.
down a few essays, you can tweak them here and there. If in 15 minutes to
Hmm.
an hour you get $10,000, it's a lot of money. I wrote an essay, it took me 50 minutes, and I got $10,000.
That's so good.
Yeah, but it all comes from volume, right? You gotta apply a lot. Apply,
Mhm.
apply, 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 apply.
Yeah, you
Taking
gotta keep
it.
applying.
Yeah, keep applying. And when you do hit, it's free money. You have nothing to lose.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All
Oh,
right,
I
man.
had
So
one more question.
go ahead.
Yeah. You're banking with what's it called, like a bank called SOFI?
What? No.
Is that what it's called?
Oh,
No?
you mean SoFi?
Oh, SoFi. Yeah,
Yeah.
that bank.
SLSI. Like, what is that?
Um,
Yeah, it's the cool thing about
oh,
SoFi is basically that it allows you to make multiple accounts within one bank account. So basically, if you have different savings goals, if you want to save for emergencies, if you want to save for buying your first car or wedding, whatever it is, you can make separate
mhm.
accounts for those things right there, and you can actually save that money automatically. That's why I use them for that part, because they're really good at what they do as far as that. They're also FDIC insured up to $1.5 million. So you don't have to worry about any like losing your money or anything like that.
Oh,
As
okay.
far as
And it
FDIC
works
insurance.
oh, it works like any other bank?
Yeah, it does. The only thing is basically there are no physical locations to actually deposit cash. So it's usually like more like
Hmm.
an online bank. And if they do have
Yeah.
anything, it probably will be with Green Point. But Green Point and I think it's All Point also, they're working on ATMs that actually allow you to deposit. So most likely in the future, you'll have like 30,000, 50,000 ATMs that just allow you to deposit cash also. And at that point, it will be like a normal bank. But what I do is I have Chase. So if I ever want to deposit cash, I can if I want to. And if I want to send money over to SoFi, I can if I want to. And I can just take out money from any ATM out there with a SoFi card. So I'm good to go.
Oh, that's good.
Okay? And it's
Yeah,
free too.
I was kind of like thinking if I should apply for that bank.
Yeah, you can have that one if you want to. But again, the overall thing is get a skill. You know, get a skill and try different things out while you're getting that skill. Okay.
Yes.
All right, man. All right. I'll see you next time, man. Schedule a call if you want to talk again, and have fun. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Peace out,
You're very
Luis.
helpful.
All right.
Peace out, bro. Take care.
Glad to hear. All right, guys. So that right there was actually Lewis, and the whole he has a very like slow tempo. You know, the way he talks, I try to match that. Also, a very relaxed video and so on. But yeah, you know, overall, the idea is that your main priority is not credit cards, is not investing right now, any of that stuff. Is just, for example, getting the skill. You know, everyone on YouTube, invest into your Roth IRA, $500 every single month. But 4 years, you have $12,000, $24,000. It's so much money. But you also have 35K in student loan debt. Right, so there's that massive thing right there. So the big thing is try to graduate debt free. Try to pick the correct skill, because again, a lot of YouTubers, they make a lot of money. I make a lot of money also, but the idea is I haven't lost focus that basically not everyone out there is making $20,000 to $30,000 every single month. So the whole goal is you make a plan that works for everyone. And usually investing early on is not going to be the best idea when you don't have a lot of money to basically go ahead and basically pay your debts and buy everything you actually need to buy. So initially, your main focus is going to be spending your money and buying a skill. And by far, that's going to be the best investment. The market might give you 10% on your investment, but if you can invest $30,000 and make 70K every single year, you double your money every single year, right? So that's the whole idea there. I'll see you guys next time. If you want to join me on my next call, well, link down below. All calls are free. Schedule a call for tomorrow, and I'll give you a call. On top of also, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. On top of also, destroy the like button. And if you guys want to actually text me or DM me, well, join me on Instagram right here, or join Patreon, link down below if you want to my portfolio. On top of also, I have 2 other channels, links down below also. And if you want another video, here's a video right here. Click my face right here. See you guys tomorrow, and as always,